a show about it. No, I mean, look, so when Andy says like we're gonna see Ramona in this, look, what do I think? I think that I think Ramona Singer at 66 has been terminated from Douglas Elliman. She's no longer working there to sell real estate. She's scrubbed from the website. I mean, she's a total fucking moron because I have a place in LA and New York and the Hamptons. And when I see her in the Hamptons, it's like if you were not such a bitch, you would say, I'm not above this David Yantek. He actually has a home here. Maybe we could sell something together. You would just see dollars and cents. She's such a whatever that, no, I think Ramona at 66 is going to be on Girls Trip. I do not think it's going to be edited. And I think we will never, ever, after watching Girls Trip, see Ramona Singer on our Bravo, NBC, E affiliates, Bravo affiliates, NBC affiliates. It's like she was fired. We fired everybody from RHONY season 13. And then we rehired Countess Luann. We rehired Dorinda. We rehired Sonia to film Girls Trip. And we did not rehire Ramona. We had Jill Zarin and all these other people. And when Jill Zarin turned the money down, which we've talked about before, or I've talked about, they hired Ramona back. So they already fired Ramona after that and didn't hire her back because of this internal investigation, because they know what happened. So they only went to her because they thought it was hush hush and swept under the table. And now without Jill Zarin, we need Bethany or Ramona, and Bethany is not going to do it. And so I mean, they already didn't want to work with Ramona because they know what she did. And I have more to say on that when I talk about it. But she did all of this. It's all actually happened. So it's like they already parted ways with her for these reasons. And then because they just do what's best for them, when they needed her, they said, well, no one's talking about this investigation anymore and all these words that she used. Let's hire her back. So now it's come back to bite them in the ass. And now they are truly done with her. They are. She will never be back on the Bravo network again. Love her, people, hate her. I'm telling you the facts. She's never coming back.
What did you make of Avery Singer showing up at BravoCon after her mom was uninvited?
Well, that's such a good question. You know, people had I read a lot of the comments. People had very mixed thoughts on this. Look, I mean, she was there. She's never been to BravoCon. Like she has, you have to rent that space. Like that's all rented space when like Sutton is selling her Sutton Thank God I wasn't there because I would have spent all, I love the swag. Sheena Shea is signing gold records for Good as Gold. I mean, this is like, right? Like,
oh my God, you would have gone nuts. I mean, because I got swept up. I actually even bought a Bravo fucking Bravo sweatshirt, and I don't like any swag. I never bought anything at Tom Tom. I never supported homeless.
We got to go back to Sutton's store when I get back and go, because like if that, I mean, she didn't have all that swag when we were there. Her swag is good. I mean, she's put some of it on her Instagram. Her swag is good.
You went in, you bought so much shit at Sutton's. All I could do was like, I was like, oh God, I got to buy something. I bought like a tumbler. I mean, that was like,
I'm a Slutton and the rainbow flag. That's cute. But
she's really good.
No, so I mean, Avery, look, she paid for the space, and look, I don't know who's signing up for Batch Bus, but look, I see it. If I separate out Ramona and her disgusting behavior regarding this, I respect that Avery is like, look, because I mean, look, it is. I would have been scared to go. I mean, no one scares me, and I would have gone because business is everything.
Scared. But you're embarrassed. I mean, I'm sure even though, Avery didn't say it, it's your mother, you're loyal to your mother. That is Ramona's only child. I'm sure they're very, very, very close. Ramona, I'm sure, is a financial investor in her business. I mean, it's, I guess I'll give Avery credit for showing up. It's a hard one to show up to, for sure. Because, people are not going to be happy to see you knowing what your mom said, and it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, hopefully you're just going to say, yeah, my mom.
Well, that's the reason I wouldn't want to just sit there and like have to deal with it. I mean, it is, so, I mean, I give her credit for going. Someone actually, I got press off this. They said, well, when Avery was on Behind the Velvet Rope, they actually referred to my interview with her over the weekend. The title of the article was that she was at BravoCon, and they're like, well, 2 months ago when she was on Behind the Velvet Rope. So yeah, I mean, I give her credit, but I think we're done with Ramona. And even that, so Andy's like, we're gonna see her. Now, someone else asked Andy, you know what I said? I have said from day one, people are slipping into my DMs. Didn't you say
did
this,
call it.
David? I
Yeah.
said from day one, we are never going to see Carole and Manzo and Brandi's season. I said, we're never going to see it. No one believed me. Look, and I'm trying not to say never, because I said Melissa Gorga will never be back on Real Housewives of New Jersey. And here she is. So I'm trying to just give my opinions and not be so, but I said we will never see this season. And now it's coming out that I still think we may never see this season.
Well, you called it. Your crystal ball was spot on, because that question was very interesting. The guy that asked it, Andy said it first, these shows are great. They're in the can. Oh my God. In fact, they're so good. We're airing the one with Ramona first, but don't worry, we're getting to Morocco. And they are just unbelievable. And the guy said, okay, so you're telling me for sure it's going to air. And he goes, well, I hope so. And I thought, okay, you're a genius. And I hope so is going to be the very great way of saying, wow, the network pulled the plug. I think you're right. I don't think it's airing.
I saw that where he said, and right, we're excited for Morocco. And we have Morocco. And the person said, so we're going to see it on our TVs. He's like, well, yeah. And then the person said, well, when? And he's like, that's when he like hesitated. He said, oh, I hope so, or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
So I just don't listen. I don't see how we could show it, because, well, also no one believes me, but I have to investigate this. But I have been told, I said this in the beginning too. I said, Carole and Manzo is suing Bravo. I said this in the beginning. Yeah. I said, you go home. Your lawyers get out of there. You have to leave early. You can't say this happened and stay for another 48 hours. That weakens your case. Why the fuck did you stay there? So her lawyer said, get out of there. I see dollars and cents. Get out of there. Then she leaves. And then she says on my podcast and everywhere else, I will never, ever go back. She's so sure of it. And I said, oh, she's fucking suing. Give me a break. And I have been told recently from two reliable sources. Now, another thing I haven't had a chance to do is research this. It's public knowledge. I heard that she is suing. I heard there is a lawsuit. It's somewhere out there. If we Google it, that's what I heard. I don't know that for a fact, but
I'm curious, because then Andy was asked, which housewife would you bring back? Which 3 housewives would you bring back unconditionally? And Carole and Manzo was one.
What do you mean? I don't know. What does unconditionally mean?
I think what the person was implying was
if there was no lawsuit with Nene or that stuff.
I think and he did not say Nene, by the way. And we can get to that clip because people asked him about that. But they asked unconditionally,